Hello everybody. In this video we are going to see about textile effluent treatments which is seen in dyeing under the course name textile processing and dyeing. So in this video we are going to see about what are the enzymes which has been used in textile industry and the enzymes which is used in wet processing. So as enzymes, the definition of enzyme, it is a substance that acts as a catalyst in living organisms, regulating the rate at which chemical reactions proceed without itself being altered in the process. Because of this, no changes will be carried out. The chemical reactions will be proceed as it is. The biological processes that occur within all living organisms are chemical reactions, and most are regulated by enzymes. So next thing is about introduction to enzymes. Enzymes is a Greek word which is taken from enzymos, which is the meaning is in the cell or from the cell. They are the protein substances made up of 250 amino acids. They are based on specificity. They are being grouped. The first wet processing, the enzyme which is used in wet processing was done in Japan in the year 1989. They are the enzyme treatments are very clean and eco-friendly environment nature one. They have been under following groups, that is oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerization and ligases. So as a continuation, enzymes have bright future in wet processing of textile industries. Enzymes do not produce toxic effluents as they can easily deactivated, disposable of. Enzymes are high molecular weight proteins that consists of intertwined chains of amino acids. Enzymes act as a catalyst for chemical or biological reactions. Compared with common chemical catalysts, enzymes are more efficient and increase the reaction rate. Compared to general chemical catalysts, enzymes have added advantage to make the reaction occur with mild conditions such as fairly low temperature, normal pressure, and in neutral aqueous solution. They also have the advantage of being non-toxic, biodegradable, and environmentally friendly. Enzymes are highly substrate specific. To know about the salient features of enzymes, they are extremely specific nature of reactions involved with practically no side effect. They are non-corrosive in their application. They are user-friendly. On account of lesser quantities of chemical used in process as well as ease of biodegradability of enzymes result in reduced loads of ETP. ETP is nothing but effluent treatment plants. Enzymes under unfavorable conditions of pH or temperature chemically remain in same form, but their physical configuration may get altered. That is, they get denatured and lose their activity. For this reason, live steam must be injected in the bath containing enzyme bath must be done in pre-diluted form. So compatibility with the ionic surfactants is limited and must be checked before use. Non-ionic wetting agent with appropriate cloud point must be selected. So it has a high sensitivity to pH, heavy metal contamination, and also to effective temperature range. Intense cautions are required in use. So as advantages of enzymes used in textiles, it is a lower discharge of chemicals and wastewaters and decreased handling of hazardous chemicals for textile workers. Improved fabric quality, more fashion choices, longer garment life, where due to lower damage of original fabric, reduced chemical load, reduced water consumption, lower energy consumption. So enzyme is more eco-friendly. So the properties of enzymes used in textiles. It has been categorized as enzyme accelerates the reactions. Under this, an enzyme accelerates the rate of particular reaction by lowering the activation energy of reaction. The enzyme remains inert at the end of reaction by acting as catalyst. The second property is it operates under milder conditions. Each enzymes have optimum temperature and optimum pH, that is activity of enzyme at that pH and temperature is on the peak. For most of the enzyme activity degrades on both sides of optimum condition. The third property is alternative for polluting chemicals. Enzymes can be used as a best alternative to toxics, hazardous pollution making chemicals. Also, some pollutant chemicals are even carcinogenic. when we use enzymes, there is no pollution. The fourth property is about it acts under specific substrate. Most enzymes have high degree of specificity and will catalyze the reaction with one or few substrates. One particular enzymes will only catalyze a specific type of reaction. Here the enzymes used in deicing do not affect cellulose, hence there is no loss of strength of cotton. The fifth property is easy to control. Enzymes are easy to control because their activity depends upon optimum condition. The sixth property is enzymes are biodegradable. At the end of reaction in which enzymes used, we can simply drain the remaining solution because enzymes are biodegradable and do not produce toxic waste on degradation, hence there is no pollution. So next thing is about under which mechanism the enzyme works. So it works under lock and key theory. Enzymes have active centers, which are the points where substrate molecule can join. Just as a particular key fits into a lock, a particular substrate molecule fits into the active site of the enzyme. The substrate forms a complex with the enzyme. Later, the substrate molecule is converted into the product and the enzyme itself is regenerated. So next thing is about enzyme types. What are the types of enzymes which has been used in textiles? Cellulases. Cellulases are used for biopolishing and biofinishing, anti-pilling, softness, smoothness, luster improvement, and stone washed effects on denim. The second type of enzyme is amylases. It is a standard procedure for the removal of starch wapsize. To remove the sized material from the textile material, the amylases are being used. The third one is proteases. In household washing agent, better removal of protein containing soil or strain, anti-felting of wool, handle, degumming of silk with the problem of silk fibronin damage. The next enzyme is lipases in detergents for the hydrolysis of lipids. Next is pectinases. It is used for hydrolysis of pectins, for example, in cotton preparation and retting of for retting process, the pectinases are being used. Next thing is catalases. It is the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, important before reactive dyeing of printing of peroxide. The bleaching for bleaching purposes, the catalases are being used. Peroxidases, it is used to rinse reactive dyeing, oxidative splitting of hydrolyzed reactive dyes on the fiber and in the liquor, providing better wet fastness. Next one is lignases. It is a removal of burrs and other plant components from raw wool. Collagenases, next, this is used to remove residual skin parts in wool. Esterases, it is used in polyester finish removal of igomers. Nitrilases, in development polyacrylonitrile preparation for better colorations. So these are the different types of enzymes which is being used in textiles. So various enzymes used in processing. The wet processing, it consists of certain enzymes. So here the amylases, which convert amylose or amylopectin polymers, commonly referred to as a starch, into water-soluble shorter chain sugar. So next is pectinases, which is used for bioscouring and replacing caustic. Lipases, which hydrolyzes fats and oils into alcoholic and organic acids. Proteases, which catalyzes splitting protein molecules and in the extreme may break the protein into the component amino acids. Then catalases or peroxidases, which catalyze the decomposition of peroxide, also known as peroxide killer. Next is cellulases, which catalyzes the hydrolysis of cellulosic materials, that is for biosingeing or biopolishing. So the enzyme which is used in deicing. So deicing in the textile industry, amylases are used to remove starch-based size for improved and uniform wet processing. Amylase is a hydrolytic enzyme which catalyzes the breakdown of dietary starch to short chain sugars, dextrin and maltose. The advantages of these enzymes is that they are specific for starch removing without any damaging of the material. An amylase enzyme can work under 30 to 60 degrees Celsius temperature and optimum pH of 5 to 6, 6.5. Next thing is about scouring, that is bioscouring. Scouring is removal of non-cellulosic material present on the surface of cotton. In generally, cellulase and pectinases are used, and that has been used for bioscouring. In this, pectinase destroy the cotton cuticle structure by digesting the pectin and removing the connection between the cuticle and the body of the cotton fiber, whereas cellulose can destroy cuticle structure by digesting the primary wall cellulase immediately under the cuticle of cotton. So this the biological oxygen demand BOD and chemical oxygen demand COD of enzymatic scouring process are 20 to 45 percentage as compared to the alkaline scouring. So this is TDS, that is total dissolved solids of enzymatic scouring process is 20 to 50 percentage as compared to the alkaline scouring. Andel is very soft in enzymatic scouring compared to the harsh feel in alkaline scouring process. Enzymatic scouring makes it possible to effectively scour fabric without negatively affecting the fabric or the environment. It also minimizes health risk, hence operators are not exposed to aggressive chemicals. So the enzyme which is used for bleaching is, the purpose of cotton bleaching is to decolorize natural pigments and to confer a pure white appearance to the fibers. The most common industrial bleaching agent which is used is hydrogen peroxide. As a conventional preparation of cotton requires high amounts of alkaline chemicals and consequently huge quantities of rinsed water are generated. However, radical reactions of bleaching agents with the fiber can lead to decrease the degree of polymerization and thus to severe damages. So the enzymatic bleaching would not only lead to better product quality due to the less fiber damage, but also to substantial savings on washing water needed for the removal of hydrogen peroxide. An alternative to this process is to use combination of enzyme system, that is amyloglucosidase, pectinases and glucose oxidases are selected that are compatible concerning their active pH and temperature range. For biopolishing technique was first adopted by Danish firm Novo Nordisk for the finishing treatment of cellulosic fabric with the cellulase enzymes. The main objective of biopolishing is to upgrade the quality of the fabric by removing the protruded fibers from the surface and modification of the surface structure of the fiber, thereby making it soft and smooth. The conventional process protruded fibers are removed by singeing process and smoothness imparted by chemical treatment. The conventional methods are temporarily fibers return on the surface of the fabric and chemicals are removed after few washing and formed. Next thing is about biopolishing treatment offers with the following advantages: improved pilling resistance, a clearer lint and fuss-free surface structure, improved drapeability and softness. The effects are durable, slight improvement in absorbency, fashionable effects on fabric like distressed look of denim. So next thing is about treatment of denim. It has the stone wash can be done in denim. Denim is a heavy grade cotton. In this dye is mainly adsorbed on the surface of the fiber. That is why fading can be achieved without considerable loss of strength. In additional process, sodium hypochlorite or potassium permanganate was used since it has been altered by pubic stones. The disadvantages of these methods are pubic stone causes large amount of backstaining, large amount of stones have been required. It consists of wear and tear. It causes considerable wear and tear of machine. These advantages lead to give rise the process of use of enzymes. Cellulase enzyme is used in denim washing. Cellulase works by loosening the indigo dye on the denim in a process known as biostone washing. Next thing is about anti-shrink treatment for wool. So this process conventionally used for wool shrink proofing is chlorination. This process degrades the extra cuticle of the wool, forming citric acid residues and protein losses. This process has been replaced by proteinases treatment due to their high specificity and much lower environmental impact. So as to conclude the study, enzymes can be used in order to develop environmentally friendly alternatives to chemical process in almost all steps of textile fiber processing. There are already some commercially successful applications such as amylases for desicing, cellulases and lactases for denim finishing, and proteases incorporated in detergent formulations. The researchers have been required for implementation of commercial enzymes-based processes for the biomodification of synthetic and natural fibers. So there is still considerable potential for new and improved enzyme application in future textile processing. As with all chemicals and products, enzymes too have their own merits and limitations. They work under certain conditions, that is temperature, pH, humidity and contaminants. They often shorten the process cycle, reducing time, water consumption and wastewater generation. The main hindrance in using enzyme is their high cost. The textile industry was identified as a key sector where opportunities available for adapting biotechnology are high, but current awareness of biotechnology is low. The textile processing, the enzymes can be successfully used for preparatory process like desicing, covering and bleaching. These enzymatic processes gives the similar results as of the conventional methods. Though this enzymatic process, we can reduce the water consumption, power, energy, pollution, time and increasing the quality. So enzymes are emerging in a big way in the field of textile wet processing. If their cost can be managed, enzymes can put to use in a much bigger way for textile processing application. So yeah, in a nutshell, we have been learned about what is enzymes, types of enzymes, and the enzymes which are used in wet processing. Thank you.